True Crime with Eve.
It's been 786 days since Michael Joseph Vaughan disappeared near or around his home on July 27, 2021. On September 19th, I realized that a Payette County judge denied the release of a letter from Sarah's mother to the court on an unrelated 2022 assault charge. I thought this was interesting and wasn't sure what letter they were referring to. And what they are requesting from the court is a pre-sentence investigation letter that Sarah Wondra's mother wrote to the court, which is standard procedure typically when you're facing additional time for multiple felonies, specifically assault or aggravated assault and battery cases. They call this the 3-strike rule in Idaho, meaning if you have 3 violent felonies, they have to view all of your entire criminal history and background, your character, basically everything about you, to see what the sentence is going to be, which is a minimum of an additional 5 years to life in prison. So again, I'm still confused as to why the Argus Observer wants this letter from the mother of Sarah Wondra. So let's look at the article.
A letter from Sarah Wondra's mother to the 3rd Judicial Court in Payette County has been sealed from the public, however. It's noteworthy that it was not officially deemed as sealed until 10 business days after the court received it, following a public records request from the Argus Observer for a copy. District Court Judge Kylie Stuchlik in the Payette County Courthouse ordered a pre-sentence investigation report in August. Court officials say Ramsey's letter was meant to be part of the information being gathered for that. Due to the personal nature of such reports, only third parties with a legitimate professional interest in the information likely contained are privy to those reports. In this case, the Argus Observer is a media entity and not an entity listed in the Idaho Criminal Rule 32H. 3. The order denying the public records request reads, thus, there is no basis to grant the Argus Observer or any other media entity access to the present investigation report, which includes the requested August 31st letter. As such, what Kay Ramsey wrote in a letter about her daughter, Sarah Wondra, who is facing sentencing for 2 felony charges related to a gun crime in April of 2022, may never be known by those outside the court system. Also unknown is whether Wondra's alleged connection to the case of missing Fruitland child Michael Vaughan might somehow wind up as content in the presence report 3rd District Judge Kylie Stuchlik ordered in the unrelated gun case. However, it's worth noting that per Idaho law, judge may consider information about past convictions, as well as material, that would have been inadmissible under the rules of evidence applicable at trial. Idaho law states this can include information of a hearsay nature.
There it is.
More than 10 months ago, 3 other people were named alongside Wondra as suspects in Michael's case. But she was the only one who ever faced a charge connected to the case. However, that charge was dismissed in March. After that charge was dismissed, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff told the Argus Observer that the prosecutor dropping the charge didn't change a thing regarding the case of the missing child. Huff said he still believed Wondra and 3 others were suspects in the case. However, charges have still not surfaced for any of the suspects, including Wondra. Not even since July, when the police chief publicly announced that he had handed his investigation to Payette County Prosecutor Mike Duke. That announcement came on July 27th, the 2-year anniversary of the child's disappearance. The chief said at that time that Duke had instructed him to no longer communicate with media about the case. Since Huff turned his case over to the prosecutor, the Argus has repeatedly requested information from Duke, including whether the initial suspects publicly named will face charges. But Duke refuses to return our request for comment. On Monday, after weeks of requests for a return phone call, an assistant in Duke's office finally said that she was supposed to say, "We have nothing to say on this case right now." Once a prosecutor files charges, Idaho's clock will start ticking on how long he has to prove those charges by disclosing evidence and material. In Idaho and the United States, those accused of crimes are afforded innocence until guilt is proven in a court of law. If Huff's investigation contains evidence and material that should lead to charges, why have none been filed? On the other hand, if the investigation leads to no charges for those named as suspects, officials should publicly clear the names of those they accused as soon as reasonably possible.
Something tells me that the direction of Michael Vaughan's case took a wild turn. And I think I might just know what that is. Stay tuned, folks.